instead of just me bullshitting in the back. Sounded like an idiot most of the time. Actually, I have a little bit of music, which is nice.
And gives us a little chance to set up.
Yeah. It's the whole reason I did it.
Yeah.
I understand why Johnny does it on the NFL edition.
Yeah.
You could just sit there and you can share while he's in the back. I totally get it. And I've tried so hard to find a perfect balance and it never works.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we are. It's Saturday. It's North Sports Dynasty time. How are we all doing today? I am one half of your host, Andrew Footbear. To my left or right, depending on where I'm sitting or looking, Mr. Alex Loosemore. How are we doing today, my brother?
We're doing good, man. I'm excited for these playoff games this weekend. We've got the NFLPA Collegiate Bowl coming up later today.
Yeah.
So some of these college prospects coming up. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah. Like, it's the offseason is basically here for both of our teams yet again. It's just the inevitable. I like how Jaron said, sorry for your bucks.
Yeah.
You know what? I can't be mad. We'll get into that here in a little bit, but I can't be too mad at the Buccaneers.
Actually, I just remembered something. I will be right.
Oh, okay. So Alex will be right back. Oh, I know exactly what he's doing. So, and I love his picture that he's got up there, which is, I guess, my fault. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to North Sports Dynasty. I am your host, Andrew Footbear. Alex Loosemore is going to be right back. And we give you Dynasty, fantasy, football updates. And right now, that's kind of just on a little bit of hiatus because we got a bunch of new stuff coming in the next couple of weeks, including the drop of the new logo, our new backgrounds. What? As you saw a little bit there, courtesy of our good friend Jesse Gebhardt. Need anything? Go get to that guy on social media for anything you need, including music. This guy's a hell of an artist. I'm gonna get him to do an intro song for me one day, possibly for the show. But yes. Once the Super Bowl is absolutely completed, we will actually be going, say, deep down into the offseason with our mock drafts, our player rankings, both in Dynasty, fantasy, all over across the board, and actual college players who we think is going where. Remember, Alex got 8 out of 32 last year. I got 7 out of 32.
I was going to put it on, but I was just like, no, let's just throw it up there.
I'm going to take a sip here quick. Not even that mad because you guys made a trade and it worked. So, I'm not mad. I'm never going to be mad at that. I mean, the Rams are a good team, though we've never beat them in the playoffs and it pisses me off. I'm getting irritated at that. But as I was saying, yes, in the offseason, we're going to have the player rankings. Fuck Stafford. Yeah, no, agree. I know. And listen, I saw that video of the Lion fan going crazy for Stafford there.
I was close to that.
Yeah. And I appreciate that, though. That's the thing. I appreciate that. Like, the same thing's going to happen with Joe Burrow in 10, 12 years, and Cincinnati Bengal fans are going to be, clapping when he wins the Super Bowl for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in 2030.
Okay. I thought that was Brady's kid then.
I would love it, honestly, nothing more. If we can get Arch Manning and Breeze and Brady's kid and someone else Hall of Famer's quarterback kid all in one conference while they're playing. And have to play each other twice growing up the whole time.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Brady's got to go to New Orleans and play Breeze, just like the good old days, twice a year. Arch Manning somehow finds his way to the Panthers. It's like, okay, all right, here we go.
He might be going to play college ball at Georgia, so just stay in that same state, go play for the Falcons.
And it's funny because when I did Madden and I put him in there later on, the 2024 draft, I think is what it is, 2025 or whatever. And I had his. If he only plays 2 years.
He has to play 3.
Does he have to play 3?
That's the NCAA rule for football. You have to go 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Joe Burrow was 2 years benched on Ohio and then 1 year at LSU?
2 years at LSU.
2 years. Okay. I thought it was only 1 year at LSU. Or it was the one amazing
he started
year.
1 year.
Gotcha.
And then he came in late the first year for the bowl game and everything, and then started the second year.
That makes sense. Okay. See, and this is NSD expands and does a lot better when Alex is here. But I wouldn't mind it at all. So today's show, we're going to be talking about the off-season trade baits that we have, aka Aaron Rodgers, Calvin Ridley. I put Mack there, and a lot of people are probably thinking I meant Khalil Mack. I'm talking Marlon Mack.
Oh, yeah, I figured.
Yeah.
I was like, there's no way Eberflus is letting Khalil Mack out that door. So
Eberflus is like, I got my piece to the puzzle.
Yeah.
I got my piece to the puzzle. And then we'll talk about any other of the players that you guys bring up into the comments that you think will get traded this offseason. And we'll talk about the real life value that we do think will be held for those players. And also Dynasty. We'll talk about a little Dynasty into those trades as well. Playoff overview, the final four. We'll get into those guys here probably first before we get into those trades, because I want to talk about that game. And we were kind of talking about that game a little bit there. And then this new segment, which I'm going to try and make a video for. I don't know how the hell I'm going to do it. I have no idea what it's going to look. I got to go to that one site and just see whatever the hell they have. But welcome to the new segment today called Buck, I Must Be Lying, where me and Alex will talk about the Tampa Bay and Detroit offseason needs and wants and everything else, where we, the Tampa Bay Buccaneer fans, have taken it upon ourselves to indulge with Alex now of how we can all make the Detroit Lions better. Because that's how our culture has been for a very long time.
Teams are going to need all the help they can get. So,
and then we will also update you on the NHL and the NBA, everything that's going on right now, including Alex's team looking okay. Okay.
Better than I expected.
Yeah. And my team looking exactly the way I figured it was going to look. I cannot wait until Seattle becomes a team and I could just leave this absolute dumpster fire in my rear. So I think I've come to the conclusion now. I'm like, you know what? I love OKC and they'll always be my second favorite in basketball, I guess. But when the Supersonics come back, I'm devoted. I don't even care who the hell I don't care if they go 0-82 to start. You know what? Fucking love it. I appreciate every moment of it. Let's talk about the Final Four here. We got tomorrow. I believe the first game is
Bengals at Chiefs.
It's Bengals at Chiefs, right?
I believe so.
So let me put the banner up here. We got the Foobs picks down at the bottom. That's right. I took Cincy +7. And I think Alex did too.
Yeah.
Makes
I've
sense.
got it literally at that 7 mark. So
either you're going to win some money or you're going to get your money back. That's the way that betting goes. I also have this game going over 55. Now, it scares me.
Absolutely.
It scares me because last game, I mean, it came down to the wire and it happened. I mean, I said, 62.5. And it's a joke, but I'm going to do it anyway. And you know what? It won. I was like, yay. Now this one, it scares me, but to be completely honest with you, if you look at the last game, the way it went, and you look at what could happen now, like this, Joe Burrow's playing lights out. What do you think, brother?
Yeah, I would absolutely hit that over and not think twice about it. I've got 83 points in this game is what I've got. So, I think just two high-powered offenses. The Bengals defense has played well, but they're not going to match up well enough with Kansas City to hold them under that 30 mark. I got them hitting 45. So, I just think that's going to be one of those Bills-Chiefs games that's super fun to watch because it's two explosive offenses.
I don't think anything's going to top the divisional round.
No,
for a long time.
That was a great week of football all across the board.
And
every game was so good.
Green Bay and San Francisco was boring. That was
an amazing game.
That was pure football chess if I've ever seen it. They're playing at Kansas City. I don't necessarily know what the weather's going to be like just yet either.
I'll look it up.
Okay. I did have to bring this out. Tim Witherspoon says, Alex looks like he's got some dirt on his chin. Alex is growing the beard. You want to know why? Because this is what happens when the Red Wings start actually playing okay. And I say okay.
Yeah, they're all right.
They're doing okay.
Yeah.
They're not playing. We could say almost good because of where we are, I guess. But we're playing okay. And for what we've seen in the last little while, we can accept that.
It's supposed to be pretty nice tomorrow, at least for this time of year.
Yeah, so then expect that game to go over to the 55 mark for sure.
Yeah.
I can't also see this being a defensive game because name me the defensive players on Cincy.
I can name you a couple.
I mean, I know we can. But then you as the fans, ask yourselves also, name all the players on the Kansas City defense, except for Chris Jones, of course. Exactly. Now, the other
I was like, again, I can.
We do have news that Damon Arnett, I believe, was arrested Friday night for the Kansas City Chiefs, as per Twitter. So they are losing a pretty good, or it's Sneed. I think it was Sneed.
L'Jarius Sneed. Yeah, I was like, Damon Arnett was
with the Raiders. Sorry, yeah, it was Sneed. Sneed got arrested, and I believe the Kansas City Chiefs have already released him. Whoa. I want to bring attention to this, though. This is what happens when you start winning championships. You start getting the 32nd overall pick. You, in the draft, have to reach for talent that is not necessarily the best personality sometimes. We've seen the Chiefs now do this in 2, maybe 3 drafts. I know in the 3rd round they drafted that linebacker with a little bit of a history.
Yeah.
And this corner also had a little bit of a history as well. But this is what happens when those picks are available to you.
It was Damon Arnett.
Oh, it was Damon Arnett.
Yeah, so he was released earlier in the season for gun charges and all that from the Raiders. Yeah. The Chiefs picked him up and same stuff again. So
there you go. That's all it is, man. That's all it is. And I know people might say the same thing with actually I think I just saw it in the comment section there. Johnny just said
Bucks AB, yeah.
Bucks AB, yeah. That's exactly what I was about to say. Some teams, when they start winning, they literally just they have to do that. So also I know Kyle is I probably said it somewhere in there. By the way, hi Kyle. Because I know I say, come say hi. And he's like, but will you say hi? Yes, I will. So
yeah,
hi,
he's
everyone.
Like, are you going to say hi back? He didn't say hi.
Yeah.
Oh, my. Kyle. What the hell, man?
I want to get through some of these comments here first, too, before we talk about the next game, which I think is going to be a fucking great game. San Francisco versus the Rams. It's going to be.
I think we might think it's going to be a great game on different aspects of it.
I know. I do too. Alex bailed. Lol.
Oh, yeah, I think it was. Yeah,
he's grabbing the Stafford jersey.
I had to keep my word. Ben would have never let me hear the end of it.
Me? Did I trim my beard? No, I didn't trim my beard. I let this thing grow. The only thing I do is like right around here because this little area right here is patchy as all hell. So I just like. But this has been going for a long time. I'm just waiting for that playoff berth by the Red Wings, and then we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'd probably get in a lot of trouble if I shave this, though. I'm not gonna.
Yeah. I still remember the last time I saw you clean shaven. I didn't even know who you were.
Yeah, I remember I walked into work that one time too, and everyone was like,
"Yeah," I was like, "Who the hell's this guy?" Like,
that's not our boss, dude. Like, Jared Martin, is that a Cavs hat? Yeah, actually, this is actually a really comfortable hat, and I've had this one just lying around. I got the other ones retired right now, as you can see up at the top there.
Yeah,
there's my Grizzlies hat. So.
Yeah.
But that is a Cavs hat. They're playing pretty good, man. Johnny said you're blurry. Focus Padawan and hold still. I know. I've been trying to go. Actually, the reason why we're a little bit late is because I was just moving around the camera a little bit, and I think I finally found like the nice, perfect spot for it. So the Stafford jersey. Honestly, I watched a video of them doing their logo too on the field.
Yeah.
Process and a half. I mean, like you got to do the yellow, so makes sense. And he loves it, of course, too. Leroy the third will be sacking there.
I would love to see that, honestly.
Well, let's talk about this game too. Then let's get to the Rams and the 49ers. This game going to be in SoFi Stadium. 49ers fans are just going to be in abundance all over that place. So to all the people who are watching right now, drop your picks, obviously, for the games. Drop your scores. We'll let you know what we think about them as well. This game, it's a divisional game, and I don't like divisional games.
Yeah.
I don't want any part of this game, really, but also at the same time, too, I think Stafford's ready. I think Stafford's ready to take the extra step. And the only reason I think is because of the emergence of OBJ being the Robert Woods. Ooh,
wow. I like that.
Yeah, I like that. I love when he comes in bold letters too, guaranteed. Even if it's not that score, if 49ers win, yeah, I'll find a picture or some way to put you up on there. Here's all the people that said 49ers for the next show, and applause to you guys. Because I love the 49ers. I absolutely do. I think they are a very strong team. I think the defense just needs one, maybe two, maybe three corners, maybe a new safety. That can all be taken in 2 drafts. And if they're this successful without, say, that great of coverage on that side, they can still be really, really. Ooh, I like that one too.
I can definitely see this going to overtime.
That's kind of where I see it going as well. I would like it to obviously go to overtime and win by, say, 6. That would just mean that I get the Rams wreck the 49ers 37-16. Wow.
All right.
Wow. 49ers win 28-21. Okay. It's a good blend across the board, though, which, by the way, everybody tuning in, drop a like, share this out to your friends. Let them know that we're talking some sports this morning or this afternoon, wherever you're tuning from. I know some of the UK peeps are still asleep. They're like, Andrew, I can't wake up for your Saturday shows, man. I'm like, bro, hey, whoa. That's totally okay. I totally understand it. The fact that you even watch afterwards is beyond anything we could ask for. So much appreciated to you guys. I do think it could go to overtime. I think it might come to one of those situations at the end of the game where, the 49ers might tie it or they might get like a point lead. What's this? Vikings 24 rounds. Oh, geez. Jeff, thank you for tuning in. He's the Vikings fan, obviously.
Yeah.
He loves.
And you know what? Stafford always plays horrible against the Vikings. So if that was the case, if that was the championship game next year, I would roll with the Vikings in that.
Yeah. Oh man. I think Odell being in that Robert Woods role, not being like Cooper Kupp or the old Odell that we've kind of seen before. Just he's playing like
a solid number 2 receiver.
Exactly. Yeah. And he's letting Justin Jefferson get those long bombs and those open looks that he can catch as well. That's where I think the Rams can go over top in this game and beat the 49ers. I just think they're going to put the foot to the throat. Even if the first down and the second down don't work, screw it. Go for it on third down. If that don't work and we're in their zone, fucking go for it on 4th. So
here's the big thing. Is Andrew Whitworth playing the left tackle? Because if not, I could see Nick Bosa having a day.
Now, okay, so I was going to say with the left tackle, and I know his name because he actually did very, very good against the Bucs that they had to replace with being down there.
Joe Noboom.
Noboom. I was going to say it starts with a B, but no, the boom.
Yeah.
He played exceptionally well.
He played really well.
So even if he plays half of that, it might be what the Buccaneers had with Brady going into that game. And it sucks and it's going to be difficult, but you can still get to where you need to go. It's just going to take a couple of drives of you having to punt it away because Bosa's going to get in the back. So
here's the thing too. It's Kyle Shanahan on the one sideline.
And so that's kind of where I was thinking, where the game could be tied around that 2-minute mark or even within the 2 minutes. And Kyle Shanahan should know better to run the clock down first and then try to put it in to the end zone. That's where I think they'll fail because they'll be like down by 1 or down by 2. The Rams come around, say with like a $1:46 left in the game. That's way too much time because they'll have the confidence that they're going to score and they'll have the confidence to run down the clock. And that's why I think the Rams in this one will win. But that's just me. Because I know
has it going to 7 straight wins.
For Shanny Hanny.
Yeah.
Against the and so that's
the Niners have won 6 straight.
Literally what I was just about to bring up too. The only thing that haunts this whole entire thing is the fact that the 49ers have the Rams number. And the 49ers have been to the Super Bowl sooner than the Rams have. So I just
by a year, yeah.
It is difficult for this one. Both of these games are difficult. So
here's my thought process on this.
Okay.
The Niners have the Rams number in the regular season, just like the Saints have the Bucs number in the regular season.
Why you gotta bring that up?
Because this correlates perfectly into what I'm going for. I'm calling my shot here. It's going to be 10-10 with just under 2 minutes left. Stafford and the Rams drive down the field, score a touchdown right near the end of the game. 17-10 Rams.
Like a Rams Patriots Super Bowl of a couple years ago.
Yeah, I've got this being low scoring.
Damn. Yeah, I didn't like the over and under. If I can get.
Hey, I had to use it to get my point across, Johnny. I'm sorry.
45
had to make it so you
half.
guys would understand.
Yeah. 45 and a half is the over and under right now. Yeah, I'd take the.
I even pissed off the Falcons fan.
I have to get that far down to the comment. I know you're trolling the bottom there, and I'm just up at the top because I don't want to miss anybody's comments too, which I appreciate that. I like that. I like how we're doing this. Kyle's. I'm assuming this is the Falcons fan you're pissing off. Honestly, with Brady retires, and with Peyton retiring in the NFC South, it will look very interesting. Honestly, it could be anyone's season next season. The draft will speak volumes.
I think it's not going to be the draft. I think it's going to be before the draft.
The free agency.
If Brady retires, I think it's who the Bucs get at quarterback that makes or breaks this division.
What do you mean? What quarterback we get?
I don't think they want. They've already came out and said door number 2 is Aaron Rodgers. They are not ready to walk Kyle Trask out on that field yet.
Well, no, but I know you don't want to walk out the Messiah out onto the field when he's still basking in the glory of being on a championship roster. He's looking around. He's getting ready. He's getting adjusted. He's like, get this mother off the team. You get this. Bring him in. I will not touch the field until you get me more Florida Gator or SEC players on this effing team. So that's why we have to go to door number 2, because Kyle Trask right now absolutely refuses to touch this roster until it gets a little bit better. And I am
that's totally what it is.
100% okay with this. Kyle Trask is the answer, the fucking Messiah. Thank you very much.
Of course, the Gators fan would say that.
I'm not. Hey, if out of nowhere, if the Giants were like, you know what, we're gonna shop Kadarius Toney. Hey,
I knew that's where you were going to go. As soon as you said more SEC talent, I was going to say, so you guys trade for Kadarius Toney, right? Like,
yeah, Brian Daboll's just like, yeah, I don't need a Gabriel Davis, like way better. You know what I mean? Shop Kadarius Toney. No, the Kadarius Toney's staying with the Giants, and I totally understand.
One thing I got to say is Gabriel Davis in that divisional game. Oh my God! Like 8-9 receptions, over 200 yards, and 4 touchdowns.
And people were like, oh, we have to keep Cole Beasley because Gabriel Davis isn't the answer. Out of every single person who knows me in Dynasty, I have kept Gabriel Davis on my roster and on my bench the longest. And I've used him twice before I traded him. And I actually got like the 35 points that he put up the one time, and he put up like 17 or something like that the other time. So I've gotten point value out of him. And I can't remember if I traded him to you or to somebody else, but I got value for that son of a bitch. And now he's gone. And it sucks. Because next year he's definitely going to pop off because Cole Beasley's not going to come back and Emmanuel Sanders more than likely won't come back, and I'm very unhappy with that. But like, I'm very happy that Gabriel Davis is actually going to become a household name.
That's what happens when you focus so much attention to a guy like that. And
that's the best part. The Buccaneers have seen that before in playoff games. Like the Aints fans like to remind me, your number one wide receiver doesn't do shit against our number one cornerback. I'm like, yeah, do you see what Godwin does? You see what Antonio Brown did? Did you see what Cam Brate
their
did?
number one receiver didn't even show up this year, so.
Exactly. And it's the same. It even goes to the same thing like on anybody in our division, right? Like,
Yeah.
So what? This is the reason why I keep saying Julio Jones needs to get a little bit more appreciation, is because in his heyday when he was healthy, absolutely healthy, it didn't matter what corners and safeties you put on him. He was like, I'm playing the Bucks. And everyone knew when Julio Jones was coming to Raymond James Stadium, it was like, all right, well, let's just hope we can do respectively okay. Yeah, no, 254 yards and 2 or 3 touchdowns. I'm done with that.
And they always used to put those numbers up against the Saints and Panthers too. Like it was no matter who. Like,
and that's why, like, I understand. That's why I will always say Julio Jones is a little bit better than say what Mike Evans is before. But Mike Evans is starting to slowly climb to where it doesn't matter who you're putting on him. He burnt Jalen Ramsey in a playoff game.
Oh yeah.
Thank you. So let's get to some more of these comments here. Kyle Trask Bucks, new starter after Gabbert shits the bed in game 3, 2022. They don't know. Did you already see? No, they're not. He's not touching the field until he gets exactly what he wants. Thank you very much. And I'm gonna.
Which is 2 Super Bowl rings, like while holding a clipboard, or like,
hey,
like,
hey. It doesn't matter. Also, speaking of hey, Alec0706, hey Andrew, or hey Alex and Andrew. Why did I put my name first? He addressed you and then me. I'm the one. Everyone loves Alex now. Hi everyone, here's Alex. And they're like, Michigan. Fuck the Gators. I like Michigan now.
Well, that's what happens when you guys win like 6 games. See, when everyone makes fun of Michigan, they still win 8-9 games. That's a bad year for Michigan.
Listen. We had an identity crisis this year. That's all it was. Identity crisis.
Yeah, Michigan had one for 10 years and still kept winning 7-8 games.
Doesn't matter. We got more wins than Urban Meyer did in the NFL this year. That's all it matters.
I mean, yeah. Yeah.
Sean Spencer, thank you for tuning in today. Says, what's up, guys? Everybody go check out Let's Talk Football over on the Facebook page, on YouTube. Anthony Handy. I can see his last name. And Zagnif Productions. Those guys. Yeah, all those guys. Nathaniel that we were just seeing there. All those guys over at the Let's Talk Football crowd. Big shout out to them. Much appreciated for you guys joining in on the conversation today.
Yeah.
Christopher Cole tuning in too. Is that the same guy who reported the same thing in New England? That Brady was retiring? Yeah, let me know what you were referring to there, Christopher Cole. I'm kind of score at the top of the comments there because I wanted to make sure everybody got some notes.
Oh, okay. So here I've got breaking news. It's official. Brady's retired. Literally 1 minute ago, ESPN broke that Tom Brady's retiring from football after 22 seasons. It's over. Wow. Yeah, and Buck Skull Gang, literally as I'm reading it, posted it in.
I'm just going to need a moment here. Just give me 1 second. Fuck! We're not ready! We're not fucking ready! Damn it! Why? Why did it have to be today? I'm on the show! I don't even have my jersey up!
That's why he retired.
Damn it, my mic is on! Hi, everybody. You didn't need to hear that. I'm sorry. And I'm all blurry and shit. I'm blurry, and I'm trying to be as professional as I possibly can right now.
Man, it's gonna be so weird not seeing number 12 out there.
Damn it, I need to fix. Oh, okay. I'm going.
All right, I'll keep reading the comments. You
give me
fix it. Yeah. Okay. So Alex says hashtag John Mechie to the Bucks. Man, if he's there for you guys in the second round, I would run to the podium, but I don't think he's there. Johnny says the Texans have had their second interview with former quarterback Josh McCown for the head coaching position now. Man, if they do that, they're officially the laughingstock of the NFL if they weren't already. They've been sitting here waiting for somebody else to interview him so they can be assured that it's a good idea. So, and nobody else has even thought about it. So that tells you about that right there. Sean Spencer says, I want the Bengals to win, but I'm not going to hold my breath. I'm the same way. I want the Bengals to win so bad, but I don't see it happening. Red Wings, man, okay. They're all right. Yeah, the 49ers Chiefs guarantee. March 17th, Lightning versus Red Wings. 27th. Lightning versus Red Wings. Get ready, Andrew. I'm going to the Red Wings Oilers game on March 15th. So hopefully they can smack Edmonton around there. Nathan says, what does that say about the team? What does that say about behaviors getting swept under the rug? Yeah, a lot of these teams, they tend to kind of let personality and behavioral issues slide if it helps them win. And then obviously when it starts putting a negative rep on your team, then it's time for them to go. It's unfortunate that they just keep giving people chances just based on talent, but it is what it is. Oh, 26th for that game. Okay. Hello. Anthony, thank you for tuning in. Sometimes we have to look at these guys today. Money can be an evil thing sometimes. And there's also an excuse. Also an excuse and no accountability. 100%. I couldn't have put that any better. So I'm just going to leave that at that. Mom says, nice jersey. Thank you. I had the Lions one as well, but I forgot about it. So I just grabbed that one. Yeah, 49ers guarantee. Alex says, I don't want the Rams to do what the Bucks did last season. Appreciate that, Sean. Thank you very much. Oh, he might be back. Sean, my dude. Yeah, honestly, these guys are awesome over at Let's Talk Football, so definitely give them a look. Kyle Shanahan. I'm going to go, oh. I figured that's what you were doing. Oh.
Excuse me. I don't want to go back to the old days. I don't want.
You should probably make a little shrine for Aaron Rodgers.
No. Take this Falcon fan comment down. I don't want it up here for a second. Take it down. I don't want to go back to the old days. I don't want to. I mean, you know what rhymes with Bucks right now? Winning. For some reason. Bucks suck. No, I don't want to go back to Bucks suck. I want to stay. I want to stay. I want to stay relevant. I don't want the Saints to come at me anymore. I won't accept this. I won't accept none of this until he says it outright. Fuck you, Ian Rappaport. And I don't feel so good. I don't want to be shitty anymore. It's not cool. It's not fun. You don't know what it's like.
I don't know what it's like.
Yeah, you know what it's like. I pointed at them, not you. Put it on there. All of you have good teams.
So these fans don't know what it's like. We've got other Bucks fans. We've got Vikings fans. We've got Falcons fans. We have Washington football team fans. Tell me who doesn't know what it's like.
They don't. Okay. All right. Someone's gonna clip that. Oh, excuse me. I've had a couple of these. I'm not ready. Oh God. Okay, let me just holy comments today. Wow.
Yeah,
I was
so
way up at the top. You know what? Yeah.
I was like, you want to go through all the ones that I went through while you were gone?
Nope. No. Like, but I see people wait. You know what? Throw the link in there. What? Why? I actually like I prep a nice show. I get nice and ready. I'm sober. Allegedly, but you know what I mean. Like I do all this great work.
Here we go. Welcome to what Washington deals with.
No,
exactly.
No,
it'll be okay.
No, it will when Trask gets exactly what he wants. Everything that he wants. Put him in here, and put them all in here. Put them all in here for a second.
Let's go! Let's go!
Look at them celebrating, Andrew. Look at them celebrating.
I had to. I had to
as well. I was having a good morning.
I'm celebrating the great career that is Tom
No,
Brady.
seriously.
Celebrating your downfall.
This is literally why I went and grabbed this. So I went and grabbed the jersey because I had the jersey in the closet in like this nice, beautiful little area.
It's like, wait.
Because I had the jersey in the. We'll just mute him. Yeah, for now. It's okay. We'll get you back. Just thumbs up us when you're good to go there, Alec. You're good to go?
Yeah. I have like 3 browsers with the same chat open. It was playing in the background. I want Johnny to get mad at me. Background noise. It kept fucking.
So, obviously, we had other things to talk about, but we are obviously not even because this is Bucks Report as well. This is NSD.
Breaking news on NSD. Brady has retired.
Yeah. So anybody who's watching right now, obviously the NFL Network and everybody else and ESPN, all the big names, they're going to have their things coming out here pretty soon. What we're going to do here is we're just basically going to talk now about a little bit of the legacy. We'll talk everything else. The show's probably going to get extended a little bit longer now because this is, major breaking news here. So the infamous Tom Brady, New England Patriot great, a 6-time Super Bowl champion with the New England Patriots, a Super Bowl champion in his first year with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, has been able to do something that no other quarterback has been able to accomplish his entire career, has been setting the bar for the rest of the quarterbacks and young men and women around the world when it comes to just sports in general. Taking all that into consideration, Tom Brady, when he went to Tampa Bay, brought the city more dominance than it actually, in my honest opinion, deserved. They had the Lightning. They had the very dominant Rays. And he blessed us, and he gave us a championship. And he gave us 22 years in the NFL.
Boobs. If you could go back to that time where you guys were going to find another quarterback after Winston, if you didn't get Brady, who would you have wanted?
Bridgewater. My bad.
I had somebody else.
My bad. It was Andrew's question. My bad. Sorry.
Out of all the people that were available that offseason, I was the one that was going for Phillip Rivers.
I was the same way.
Yep. Me and Alex were talking about it because I had at the time worked for the company that he's still working for. And I came in and we talked about it. I was like, we're not getting Brady. So let's just start considering the other alternative, which is Phillip Rivers. And Phillip Rivers could probably take us to the playoffs and maybe win a playoff game if he comes to the Bucks. And we'll see what happens after that. And all of a sudden we got Brady. So it was amazing. But yeah, no, I would have liked to see Phillip Rivers just 1 year at least in the Bucks system. But having Brady is absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Hey man, you guys had like a crazy 2 years, honestly. Like you had the team already to back it up. Like Like, let's be real here. Just being a Falcons fan too, like the NFC wasn't a cakewalk for the most part. It was everybody competing with the Saints, but whenever like the Falcons played the Bucks, or actually, yeah, Panthers I don't really consider in that area. Panthers have been kind of weird for a while, but it was always good games. Like it was never blowouts usually. Even with Julio Jones on our side, it was never a blowout.
My buddy just texted me. He's like, "Holy shit, Brady finally did it."
So does Gronk go now?
I'm assuming.
Will.
I think so. Yeah.
He said
Yeah, I think if Aaron Rodgers or like one of these other top tier quarterbacks shows up, I think he might stay for one
My
more.
question is, if Aaron Rodgers was to get traded to Tampa Bay, what could we honestly what would they actually want for him? They're gonna want they're also gonna want draft picks.
Well, let's take a look at this logically. Like we'll try. I'll try and break this down as best as I can. Obviously, not going to take all the homerism out of it. What's that?
I was like, I got to keep everything on the board here. I got to keep everything the way it is.
And we'll get Johnny in here too, because Johnny is really good source for this kind of stuff too.
It would have to be draft picks, obviously. That's like one of them.
Right. But now let's look at the big picture here. Okay. If this were to happen, we're talking right now. The topic of this conversation right now with everybody is would it take for Rodgers to get to Tampa? The first things first is before we even say what it's going to take to get Rodgers to Tampa, we have to put and possibly Devontae Adams.
Why about Chris Godwin at that point?
Well, we can't trade Chris Godwin.
I don't see it.
I really be a free agent. They're not going to resign him at that point then, because Devontae Adams he's going to want big money to go with Rodgers.
So
you'd have to clear up just over $50 million to get
a lot of money.
So basically, what that would entail, I guess you would say, is this: if we're talking the trade, right? We're talking the cap space. We're talking the coaching staff right now too, because if Todd Bowles, you're not going to get.
Yeah.
People said the same thing about Tom Brady, Brian. Take a back seat, buddy. It's all good. All right. If this is going to happen, first round picks obviously need to be brought up. Okay. There's probably going to be a player that is going to be demanded from them as well. Right. Me and Johnny will talk about that here in a second. But let's start off with the draft picks. Draft pick number 27 is gone. And the reason for that, especially, is because Green Bay has pick number 28. Nothing intrigues a owner and a GM more than having back-to-back picks. So pick number 27 is gone. Next year's first rounder is gone. Absolutely gone. Like no,
and probably one more.
And that's the other one. The 2024 at that point will be gone. Those 3 draft picks gone to Green Bay. All right. That's just more than likely for Aaron Rodgers. And that probably doesn't even do it. You're probably still going to have to consider like a second round pick in there, maybe even 2. The problem now becomes is if you add, we'll just say 1 second rounder goes in there. Okay. What does it take to get Devontae Adams?
Mike Evans.
No. It takes that other second rounder. It's going to take a young piece. So more than likely, and I think Johnny could possibly agree with me on this, it's probably going to have to be a Jamel Dean or a Sean Murphy Bunting because of their upcoming contracts as well, their youth, and what they could bring to the Green Bay Packers. They do have that little slot cornerback position that they do need to fill. That would be an interesting one. The other one it would probably be is the tight end. OJ Howard is getting thrown in there as like a please take him.
Sure, please take this.
If it's like a sign, so the Buccaneers would have to sign OJ Howard to like a 2 or 3 year deal that's flexible for the Packers. That would have to go in there. And then there's the sweetener. You have to put in the sweetener. That whole package right there is for Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers. But in there somewhere has to be a sweetener, whether it's a cap relief, something that we have never seen necessarily before in a trade, or just something else that exists within the confines of the rule that we are just, overlooking right now.
It could be conditional too. Also, to kind of add to what you're saying too, like kind of how like what the Falcons did with Julio Jones and the Titans and stuff. It could be conditional based on if they're going to make the playoffs next season or not too for the Bucs. They could throw in some kind of weird clause like that.
This is true.
Now, here's the one thing is with pretty much every single player you talked about in that trade scenario outside of Aaron Rodgers is a free agent. So everyone would have to be re-signed and then moved. Devontae's a free agent. Dean's a free agent. Howard's a free agent.
Dean's a restricted free agent.
Dean, yeah. But they would still have to be
The thing with
signed
Dean,
to the contract and then moved.
that's a foundation player. They're not going to get rid of Dean. Dean's a foundation in that backfield. Murphy Bunting, maybe. But not Dean. Dean's foundational.
Yeah, and that's the thing is it's going to take a sweetener. That's the reason why I think the Buccaneers would probably re-sign Carlton Davis because he's our number one. We got to out of all of them, in my opinion, Carlton Davis has got to be re-signed first of all. I agree with you, Johnny. I would not like to see Jamel Dean be traded in that aspect, but if they were like, listen, it's Jamel, we're not taking Sean Murphy Bunting, it'd have to be Jamel Dean. If we're locked up on picks, like say it is the first and second round pick that's gone, I'm not obviously happy that we got to go get our next cornerback in the third round. Though the second and the third round corners haven't obviously been bad to us. Sean Murphy Bunting and Jamel Dean and Carlton Davis. So it's a hard one. Like I as Buccaneer fans, I have no problems if we are going to say invest a little bit of future. And if you guys want to hear the opposite side of this take, if you don't agree with me, go check out Ray Kennedy last night. Ray Kennedy actually talked about why we shouldn't be giving up a lot of this future to get Aaron Rodgers. This is where I'm going to say this, and then I want to get everybody else's take here too. The Buccaneers, even still right now, and I think everybody here and in the comments can agree, you put the right quarterback in to right now. Nothing else really gets taken away from that roster. Okay. Great. Except for Chris Godwin. Chris Godwin and Antonio Brown are gone.
Is Godwin gone?
Don't even think about Godwin this year because even if we don't trade him, because
I
Godwin
think he's got to go.
cost is way too high.
Yeah. And that's why I think I don't like the reports that Devontae wants like $30 million annually. We're not giving you that. So we'll take Rodgers for like $45 million annually. Sure. But we're not taking you for $30 million annually too.
The only two that could really even afford that he looks semi-interested in are Miami and the Chargers.
Yeah.
So apparently, according to this, I'm not sure if this is true. It says if Brady files with NFL before June 2nd, we take a $30 million dead cap hit.
Yeah.
So after June 2nd, if he files, we don't got paid that $30 million.
No. So here's the thing: if Tom Brady decides, because I don't think he would want to do any like major damage to the Tampa Bay Buccaneer organization. He doesn't want to leave them in a handcuff or anything like that.
He's not that kind of
No, and I think the extension, if I'm not mistaken, Johnny, that extension that him and Arian signed actually helps whether he retires technically now or after.
We're still going to be paying about 15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I'm okay with. Our cap hit's going up. Our cap hit in general, just like the entire cap, is going up like 7.5, $8 million, is it not?
Oh,
The entire cap is going up about 20.
20.
I don't think it's a rebuild though. I don't think it's a rebuild. I just want to say that it's a restructure.
Close to a rebuild.
That number I have, that $9 million, that's with that cap increase.
Okay. Then yeah. See, then that's okay.
Kyle,
I got no problem with that.
Kyle,
Now it should go up with Brady retiring.
Sorry, Johnny. Go ahead.
You can get the rebuild shit out of your head because this is not even close.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's a rebuild. I think it's a restructure a little bit. Like it's going to be a little bit of movement, but they still have a solid team. Like the Bucs aren't going to flop or anything like that. That's all I'm saying. Like,
Couple Rays on. What coincidence? He's on.
Oh yeah, of course. Everybody wants to get on live and do it, and Ray works for Bucs Report too. And NSD is separate. We just hop on Bucs Report's page as well. We got like a partnership going on.
Like I said yesterday, it wouldn't really technically be a rebuild because they basically Winston. I'm not sure what the hell happened in the offseason, LASIK eye surgery, but all you need is a basic quarterback that actually have good eye vision to run that offense. You don't need a top quarterback. Because Brady obviously is a better quarterback.
I hear Winston talk coming up here.
No, not on this show. I'll kill y'all before that happens.
I see their magic word, so at least I didn't say that word. Okay, made off that.
Maybe Baker. What about Baker to the Bucs?
I could see Bridgewater running his offense.
I was going to
In
say
a way,
Bridgewater,
in a
I
way.
think is.
But Jason
I
Light,
think Bridgewater's the most realistic option.
but knowing the Bucks, they will pull something out of their ass. They always, like the last 4 years, they lit a fire in themselves. They made moves that we thought would be possible.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I honestly trust them in this situation.
The other side of it, though, is so what happens, like, if, say Aaron Rodgers does retire, because I saw that by Zagnif. Thank you for tuning in.
Or goes to Denver
or something like that. If all of a sudden, and I'm saying this as nicely as I possibly can, let's say everything does get settled with Deshaun Watson. Are we even sniffing that situation as the Buccaneers?
No.
Exactly.
No.
That's a bigger cap hit than Aaron Rodgers, first off.
And now here's the thing. I'm going to state this too. As interesting as it would be to have that talent running our roster, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, in my honest opinion, and everybody here and a lot of people in the comment section would probably agree, we are not the type of organization who are willing to take that type of character onto our roster.
Definitely not.
No. I would not be okay with it personally.
No.
Not unless, like, if it happened, I need like a whole week of press conferences where that guy is available to everyone. And I want,
and they can tear him apart.
Yeah. Because here's the thing, and I know we were going to talk NHL later on. I'm just going to drop this here. With the whole Oilers thing, I watched that Evander Kane interview, like his little press conference, that 21-minute press conference covered in. I'm not even sold that he's going to do okay with the Oilers. A lot of it, he just kind of brushed off. A lot of people are like trying to make him understand, like, you do understand like what you did, right? And like some of the stuff that's being accused of you. And he's like, yeah, and I'm here to play with Connor McDavid. Like, so in this case, don't want that type of stuff happening with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah.
As cool, and I've called him the Michael Jordan of football before too. When he made that escape in the playoffs, before all these accusations obviously came out, that was awesome. And he would have, in my opinion, if all this didn't come out, probably been up there with the Deshaun Watson or with the Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, Tom Brady discussions of the year, and Stafford. Totally. But I don't want that. Now, obviously, everybody's going to talk the Russell Wilson. I'm not okay with that either. I don't like the decline. Whether it's he needs time with the injury or not, I don't want the decline. So now the question then goes out to everybody here, and we'll go around. We'll go to Alex and then Johnny, and then we'll go to Alec and then, we'll actually just do a full circle. So we'll go Alex, Johnny, and then Kyle, and then Alec again. If we can't have Aaron, can't have Russell, and you can't have Deshaun.
Oh, okay. I guess Kyle didn't want to be a part of that.
Kyle was like, no, thank you. You can't have any of the big guys. All right. You got to go for anybody else out there, or you have to go in the draft. If you're the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, so you have the three options. Sorry. You're staying at home with Gabbard and Trask. You go into free agency and grab anybody besides Rodgers, Russell, or Deshaun, or you go in the draft. What are you doing? Alex, go.
But to me, I kind of said it before. I'm going Bridgewater. We've been saying for a while a game manager could do some real damage with you guys. I want to see it in action. Mm-hmm. And honestly, as well, he's played for two of the three teams in the NFC South already. Let's get him to all four.
Right. I can agree with that. What about you,
Johnny shaking his head down there?
What about you, Johnny? Out of those three, what would you rather do?
Unless it's Rodgers, I'm staying in house because I've been Trask. You guys talk about Bridgewater. Trask's a better quarterback than Bridgewater. He's got all the skill for that. And number two on that, Trask has had a year learning the system already.
Oh, Kyle's back.
Sorry, issues. I don't know.
A new era. But
Jeff will drive into the U.S. and drive him to Tampa for you guys.
You know what would suck? No, because Johnny, you know what he would do? He would literally sit down in the office. He would sign that contract, and then he'd turn around to the camera and be like, yeah, you like that? And be like,
and as soon as he put his hands on Arians, everybody in Tampa would pull him apart.
I would be done. They're like, all right, we're doing this again? Okay. Kyle, if the Buccaneers were to have I know you missed it, so I'll tell you. If you can't have Rodgers, you can't have Deshaun, and you can't have Russell Wilson. Okay?
Yeah.
You can go into free agency and grab any of the other guys,
Okay.
You can either stay home and use the quarterbacks that you have, or you can go into the draft and grab your quarterback. What would you do?
That's a tough one. I think there are a lot of quarterback contracts that, are coming up, and like especially for free agency right now, there's a lot of quarterbacks you can look at, and there's a lot of uncertainty too. So sure, maybe you could go the Russell Wilson somehow weaves his way into there. You could go the Baker Mayfield way potentially, since like the amount that Cleveland doesn't trust in that quarterback. Or maybe you could go something and try and go for a high draft pick and trade, and maybe go for Matt Corral or something like that too. It's really all dependent on what they want to do and how much they believe in Kyle Trask, to be quite honest with you. And I know you guys have said that before. I think whoever they take, to be honest with you, I think it's going to be a pause year. Like, it's not going to be their main quarterback. I personally don't think they're going to pick up anybody.
Fair enough. I want to get this comment out of the way here. Holy cow, you guys broke the NFL story of the year live on your show.
Yeah.
Obviously there is the steps to it. Like Schefter broke it to, the world and stuff like that. But it does feel good when, we're live or something like that, and something like that happens, a piece of news, and people, I saw all the drops of views, and then I knew exactly what was going on. It's people going to check out, like, is this happening? Are you sure? Are you lying to me, Mr. Foubert? And then all of a sudden the views went right back up. So I appreciate every single one of you guys, and appreciate you, Zagniff Productions, as well. That's a great little shout out. Alec, what do you think? What would you rather the Bucs do?
To be honest with you, you said Wilson.
Wilson, Rodgers, and Watson are not available.
Not available.
Looking at this free agent quarterbacks, yeah, I'll just stick with Kyle Trask. There's
I was waiting for you to say bring Winston back.
We have Andy Dalton, Cam Newton, Tyrod Taylor, Jameis Winston, Jacoby Brissett, Teddy Bridgewater, Mariota, Joe Flacco, Trubisky, Tim Boyle.
That was Detroit's quarterback, wasn't it?
Stay away from Tim Boyle.
That
was our backup.
We can go back to Mike Glennon.
Remember, each one of those people, if you bring them in, they have to learn Arian's system. It took Brady 9 months.
Yeah, I'll just stick with Kyle Trask.
Yeah,
I feel like I hope he's learned a lot in a year, but
who says Arian stays?
Think about it. Like, in my honest opinion, like it could go one or two ways. He can be good, take us to the playoffs, or B, he does subpar and we still get a decent draft pick. It can go one or two ways, and I'm honestly would not be disappointed in either one.
Can I say something about Trask?
Of course.
Go look at his game tape with Alabama. That's his worst game.
Yep.
And even though he was getting
Alabama
the shit out of, even though he was
last year,
the SEC championship last year.
Yep.
Right. Remember, every time even though he was getting the shit beat out of him, he never lost his poise. He continued to, and his release is so friggin' fast. It's pathetic.
I like Trask. The only reason I said Bridgewater or somebody like that, I guess I would even lean towards Gabbert then. I think you give Trask one more year to get comfortable, and then you throw him in. So, yeah, I guess at that point you could throw
that
Gabbert
was their
in.
initial plan, was to keep him back there and learn the system.
Yeah.
While Brady was playing. So.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
As for myself, I agree. I don't necessarily want to go into the draft. Oh, sorry. I was just trying to get that. Oh, there it is. Trying to get the logo out of Johnny's face there a little bit. I don't want us to go into the draft, though. If we're I don't want to trade up either. If we're sitting there at 27 and Malik Willis is available, I'll take it. And I'll let him. What's that?
Jahan Dotson. You got to replace Godwin.
I agree. The only reason I say
receiver
that is
so deep, though.
Yep. I do love the idea.
That receiver is just like putting Godwin back in the game.
I also agree with that. I do.
And he can throw the ball.
He can. Yes, he can. I have seen that on tape. The only reason I would say that is because if you can get another fifth-year option quarterback, you might actually be able to like dangle Trask in somebody else's face and get value, like a first round for him. Just looking at the big picture. And also I like quarterback competition. You can never have too many quarterbacks, but I again, that's only if they decide to go that. I wouldn't be okay with it. If they're going to go a free agent, the only one I'd be okay with is Marcus Mariota. I think he's the only one that would actually flourish a little bit in our system, respectively. But no, at the end of the day, stay in house. If we got to do 1 year, the Blaine Gabbert, Kyle Trask experiment.
I expect Trask to be here for a while, man.
Yeah, no,
I
I
don't
do
know,
too.
man. I don't know.
Well, no,
I don't think so.
go watch tape, man.
He's
Go
not
watch the
bad.
tape on him. Go
The
watch
only
the tape on
issue is obviously, let's say Bruce Arians does leave next year, and let's say, for example, that Byron Leftwich becomes our OC, and John Light or
him.
our GM is John Light, right?
Jason.
Sorry. If Jason Light were to leave, we bring in the Aiden Wilson or whatever from the Cardinals. We do what Jacksonville is supposed to do, right? Then all of a sudden it becomes, if say we had a bad year, do we take that draft pick next year and go get our quarterback for Byron Leftwich if he doesn't like Trask? That would be the only question in that too. So, but to anybody who's tuning in right now, we are talking the retirement of Tom Brady and the future of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It kind of got brought upon us because of the news broken by Darlington and Schefter. I say Darlington first because Darlington broke it obviously first. And fuck
Dang, man,
Schefter.
I was about to say we could got Allen Robinson, but his freaking market value is basically like $2 million less than what Chris Godwin wants.
Yep. Yeah. Allen Robinson is still number one, despite what some people say. Like, look at Kenny Golladay and the other guy. What do you got from Detroit there?
Kenny Galladay still playing.
I mean,
He hardly stepped on the field for the Giants this year.
He had a bad year.
Even Juju's a free agent.
even when he was in the games, he wasn't getting.
Yeah, he wasn't relevant. See, here was the thing: was Kenny Golladay made the majority of his money off those tight window throws that Matthew Stafford could make. Daniel Jones cannot make those throws.
Absolutely not.
Hey, Andrew,
yet.
I wouldn't be mad if they signed Mike Williams.
It's going to be way too much money. He's going to
I mean,
get wide
he was
receiver
only
one
asking
money
for a
somewhere.
$16 million base salary, annual salary.
And you only have $9 million right now.
Yeah.
And you got to sign a bunch of people. That ain't happening, man.
Well, so
That's
so
what
if you guys sign a receiver.
It's actually official. Our cap space is at $9 million
For now.
Well,
yes.
it'll go
Brady
up to about
files.
24 or whatever with Brady retiring.
But so in that case, we want to keep a little bit of that for possible depth that we will need next year. Right. And I kind of like, I know where your head's at there, Alec, in the draft. Like, if we got to keep pick number 27, there's a lot of wide receivers that are right there. I know you want John Mechie.
Huh.
I know you're high on the John Mechie train. And I know
John, if the day they call his name, I'm gonna hop on here, but I freaking called it.
And you know,
hey, we'll be here. So
yeah, and
minus the ACL, he was so freaking good. Him and Jameson Williams, I'll take either one.
I mean, I don't think Jameson will be there, but
I know
John
he won't.
He won't. Now, Johnny wants Jahan Dotson. Like, if we're talking the wide receiver spot for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, it's either do you want, the next Chris Godwin with what Johnny's saying there. With John Mechie, it's like, man, do you want, like, honestly, a Mike Williams, like, for the Chargers right now too, like a slimmer version of him, because he goes up for those fucking catches sometimes.
Yeah, but I don't like that comparison because Mike Williams takes way too many plays off. I think Mechie's a little bit better than him, actually.
Wait, wasn't the player that Johnny's talking about? The player said that it's like it's similar to Chris Godwin.
Yeah,
I know he said he found one.
He
found one that's like Mike Evans.
Yeah,
so he already blocks. He runs routes. His routes are beautiful, and he can throw the ball. He threw a deep touchdown pass already.
Yep.
In college. So
I just hope that OJ Howard's a free agent.
Maybe the Bucs go for Ridley.
That's what I've been hearing. I've been hearing that a lot. Like, it's been.
Do you think Atlanta trades within division though?
You won't trade them in division.
It would depend what they get. Like, probably not, but you never know. It depends what the offer is, I guess.
Ridley's going to be one of your foundation players, man. He's your.
Oh, thank God, OJ Howard's a free agent.
You want them anyways.
Oh, thank God.
I like the idea of Ridley going to Philly, but the other place that I saw that like makes a lot of sense would be Houston. Like, if Ridley were to go to Houston and Houston actually gave up pick like 35 or something like that, it'd be like, oh, it's sold. Because then all of a sudden, I was going to say, because then Atlanta at pick, say 35, or what would that be? Pick 30.
That's three second round picks then if they got that. That'd be insane.
Yeah, and then guess what? One of those early ones is your next running back.
Yeah.
You would have to hit a for sure fire starter if you get rid of Ridley.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's
the one team I'm looking at for Ridley that I guess is kind of flying under the radar and it's kind of surprising to me It's the Las Vegas Raiders.
I was just going to say that too.
Wow.
I've been waiting to see how they settle in there with their coaching staff. Before I,
Yeah, we got to see who the hell they're going to hire first.
And if they actually decide to keep Kirk Cousins around, or Derek Carr around for a while.
I think
that's what I've been looking for. See, now Derek Carr, I would take him to the Bucs.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Mhm. There's a couple of those what you call what other people in the league call like the
middle tier. Yeah.
The middle tier quarterbacks that I have no problem bringing in. I got no problem with the Derek Carr.
Yeah.
If we were to trade for that,
Tannehill?
No.
Well, first off, Tannehill's not leaving. He's got a $38.6 million cap hit.
Right.
I'd be okay with. I wouldn't be okay with Baker. I'd be okay with Teddy for
Let's
a
put
little
that
bit.
Baker's talk to bed, man. Baker's not going nowhere. The Browns are going to keep him until they absolutely have a replacement on their roster, because it took them 20 years to find a Baker, let alone a replacement for him.
Yeah.
I actually have no problem, as stupid as this sounds, I have no problem bringing in Kirk Cousins for a year or two. Kirk Cousins can sling the ball, and if he has the right wide receivers, he can do decently good. And
You're lucky this is your show, Andrew, because I put you off.
As much as I don't want the I don't want that in house. If for some odd reason he became a free agent, we had to give him the contracts. I don't want him at his $45 million hit at all. No.
What about Garoppolo?
Hands down. You know what? You want a second round pick for Garoppolo? Take it. You want pick number 27 for Garoppolo? I would consider that deeply. I would consider.
Think about how much you have to change the scheme in order to put a Garoppolo on this team.
I know, and that's why I think I warm up the car. I actually think, because I know Bruce Arians is only coming for one more year, so I think that's why if we're keeping Byron Leftwich, I think it would be his decision. Or if we have to go get another coach, they would have to be okay with keeping Garoppolo around for another year or two, because this is the Glazers. The Glazers will be like, you're keeping this quarterback because we traded value for him. We don't do this. We traded for this. You came in, and then you get to trade him away. That's not how we do that. So,
well, it is more than just QB, though, in all fairness, too, because you got to think, what other players, besides Gronk are going to end up walking? Because, you look at Stu. Stu's last year is probably this year, right? So that's also another gap you're going to have to fill. Are any other players going to walk as well? It's all dependent, right? It's going to be up in the air for you guys. You think you have holes now, but maybe you do have more holes than you realize at the end of the beginning of the next season.
Well, that's why, So Sue, I do think would be gone. I think Sue might actually retire too. Gronk will probably be gone. JPP will probably be gone. But if JPP leaves, I'm gonna state it and stamp it into place that was the best trade the Buccaneers have ever made.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
A third round pick for the value that we got from JPP is never gonna happen again. I don't give a fuck what anybody says.
Wait a minute. What did we give up to get Gronk? Because we did trade something for Gronk.
A fourth rounder, technically.
Okay, so that's 1 and 2. Trade 1 and trade 2 right there for me.
Yeah.
Because I think it was a fourth and a seventh, and I think the fourth may have been conditional, but he didn't actually meet all of the conditions, because I know we kept that third round pick. But also at the same time, too, I think there was maybe a little bit more. But from what I understand, it was a fourth and a seventh, I think. So
for everyone that's actually holding their breath about this, I want to tease you a little bit more. You realize that Brady is still just being expected to retire because he said he's going to.
Yep. It's all still reported, of course.
You still have to
he hasn't
paperwork signed, and that paperwork could take a while to sign. And who knows, Giselle might piss him off and him say, "Good, I'm going to play." So
yeah, it's true. My wife pisses me off all the time too, right? No, she's right beside me too. So I love her.
All I can say though is that alimony and child support's a bitch.
Yeah, right. don't leave me. I love you. I don't want to have to pay child support. That's a lot of money. I just bought them a bunch of toys. Don't do that to me. With this whole Tom Brady news, It is one of those things as well where it isn't obviously official, but like we were talking there earlier, it might be one of those where he's like, I don't want to do this and hurt the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, so I'll sign the papers after the June 2nd deadline to make it, whatever. Because he doesn't have, he can say he's retiring, and it's not like Goodell's going to be like, okay, sign it right now so it hurts the Buccaneers. I'm like, fuck you, I'll sign it when I please kind of thing.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't retire, bitch. Like, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Him and Fitzgerald are hanging out together quite a bit in that podcast. So maybe he pulls a Fitzgerald and just doesn't retire all the way until he gets it out of the system.
Yeah, like by week 3 or 4, the Buccaneers have tried Gabbert 0-2, tried Kyle Trask 0-2, and they're like, you know what? Come on back. And then we go on like this 13-game winning streak. We go 13-4 again, and we win the Super Bowl.
Have you seen our schedule next year? It's not going to be.
It's a gauntlet, man.
It's not easy. It's not easy.
First place NFC schedule. So right now you get the Packers, Rams, and Cowboys. You get the rest of the NFC West, and you get the AFC North. There's no there.
Cakewalk.
The only there is Seattle, and maybe Green Bay if Rodgers leaves.
No, like I said, all we need to do is get more SEC players, give Kyle Trask exactly what he wants. None of this.
I'm with you on that. I'm with you. I'm ready for Trask, man.
But you know what? And also, and I don't want to throw this in everybody's face, but Kyle Trask also had Kyle Pitts. Okay, can we talk about that for a minute? Like how good of a receiver he is.
Well,
so let's see what Kyle Trask does.
Hold up.
Tony.
You realize he's got Mike Evans. He's got damn good receivers there.
Hold up. If we're talking that though, let's bring up the Alabama quarterbacks and what they've had for the last couple of years. Right, and a couple of these
Ohio
other
State quarterbacks.
The
only one that's been semi-successful is Justin Fields.
Yep,
I'm with you on that.
The only reason
I don't like Bama quarterbacks.
The Florida Gators that year, the last year with Kyle Trask, all they had was Kyle Pitts and Kadarius Toney, and nobody else. Like I think they had one offensive lineman that went in like the 5th round, which is understandable. And then after that, it was just, there's nothing. Like our defense got trampled. It was like, oh, cool. Kyle Trask is keeping us in the game with Alabama. It'd be nice if we could make a fucking stop. Nope.
And that's with a weak ass O line. He was getting, he could barely get to the top of his progression before he was getting hit.
So that's why, there's many different ways the Buccaneers can go. I do think if we stay in house, we could probably use that pick number 27 to get an edge rusher because more than likely just with Sue or JPP being gone. A guy like Trayvon Walker from Georgia would obviously be perfect, but he's more than likely not going to be there. DeMarvin Leal. There we go.
Yeah.
From Texas A&M would be a great defensive tackle / edge rusher as well to bring in.
I want so bad to steal Alex's guy, Ojabo.
Man,
you're gonna have to trade up to get him. I will put money on that. You're gonna have to trade up.
Not
to get
that
him.
high though. He's only being projected to go from.
And I'm telling you, it's gonna go higher than that. I will put money on that.
From the 19th spot to the 30th spot is where they got projected.
I will put money on this. He's gone by 20. I will put money on that.
That depends on who wants that.
I don't want to put money on it just yet until we get closer and see what all the teams have done. But I lean more with Alex obviously right now just because I'm like, Ojabo is a fucking talent, man.
Oh, he's not.
And he's only played edge for 3 years. He played high school and then sat the first year of college and then 2 or 3 years in college here.
I see
super
our interior
freak athlete.
I see an interior lineman more valuable right now for the Bucks with Sue going to be gone.
Yep.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
Oh man.
So that
and
means
that's where Devontae Wyatt comes in. Thank you.
Is Donovan Smith still on contract with us?
Yep.
Yeah, for I think one more year at his absolutely ridiculous fucking contract.
You want trade value right there. Donovan Smith will bring you some trade value. He was ranked top 5. He's ranked top 5.
When I say let's trade our left tackle, you call me crazy, Johnny.
Well, I'm just throwing that out there.
It is crazy to trade a left tackle.
Everybody wants to trade Donovan Smith so fucking much, but we see what happens when Josh Wells is taking his freaking place. Okay, so you want to trade him?
Yeah.
There's a lot of trade value right there.
You're not wrong at all. 110%. As much as again, I don't want to do that at all, but yeah.
Sorry, so he's He's got 2 years. He signed a 2-year extension this past season.
That's what it was. Yes. Okay.
So 2022 and 2023, he's got a cap hit of 18.4, dead cap of 10.6 this year.
Yeah, he took
Next year, cap hit of 17.9 and a dead cap of 7.95.
Yeah, they need to cut
That's
well.
because he took a
They need to cut
10-year
well.
extension.
Go ahead,
What's that,
Johnny.
Johnny?
I said that's because he took a team-friendly extension.
Yeah.
I'm just drinking to this news.
Oh yeah, I opened a beer, cracked a beer. I was like, well,
Yeah.
that time of day now.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we are actually going to end the show because we do got Ray Kennedy live right now. We have obviously the big breaking news of the Tom Brady retirement. We got to talk a good 45 minutes about it. Figure we'll get, let all the other Buccaneer crazies out there get involved a little bit. So we're going to end the show. Me and the guys are going to be talking in the background about a bunch of stuff. But I want to thank every single person who tuned in today to North Sports Dynasty for the big breaking news of obviously Tom Brady being retired. We will have more off-season content for you guys, obviously in the off-season. I will be doing my due diligence to find out what the fuck the Bucs are going to be doing in the draft, obviously now, because we don't just have edge rushing needs and wide receiver needs. We may have a wide receiver need, but that could also come from other places. So thank you, Alec, for being on. Our NSD analyst for the Falcons, Kyle Yacey, for being on as well. Johnny Dean from the NFL edition with his co-host, obviously, Alex Loosemore as well. And myself, the co-host of NSD and the host of Live from the Cheap Seats. I will see you all later. I don't know when you'll see everybody else. Hopefully it'll be soon. But thank you all. We will see you soon. Let me get the music on here. Let me get this here. Let me get there. Here we go. Yeah. Do that nice chill, relaxing takeoff. Where I slowly pull our guests out. Oh, and Alex pulled himself out too. All right, well, fuck it. Brady retired. I'm going to retire this episode. Thank you all for tuning in. Much love to Let's Talk Football NFL edition. Zegna Productions and everybody out there killing it. Yeah. Everybody killing it. The vibes and the love. Like, share, follow this show for all your friends to see. Tell them we got the off-season content for you all to be a part of. Much love again. We will talk to you guys on Saturday. Thank you again, Brady, for everything that you've done.